everyone. Tess Thomas here with Clay County Historical and Arts Council. Today we're at the Old Jail Museum with our co-president, Ms. Reba Beck.
Good morning.
Reba, thanks for letting me come and see this morning. Will you tell us a little bit about what's going on today?
I have been asked by the second grade teachers if I will come and show the students this Cherokee room. They're doing a study of cultures, and this gives us an opportunity to share the heritage and culture of the Cherokee people. So they get a little bit of information about, of course, the double weave basket that we have here with our set up by Mr. Derry Wood. I talk a little bit about the moccasins. We talk about the Cherokee, or the spikebuck mound, and the articles that were taken from the excavation down there when they were doing the official.
These are actual Cherokee artifacts that came right from the ground.
Yes,
that's
actually
fantastic.
right here,
Yes, in Hayesville. That's amazing.
And we talk a little bit about the different exhibits we have here about the arrowheads and so forth.
And I understand you're going to do, sometime after Thanksgiving, you're going to go actually make a clan mask.
It will be a second grade version of the
Sure,
clan mask.
of course.
But we do talk about this morning, I'll be sharing with the kids about the different clan masks and the traditions behind those. So, and then I'll go to the classroom and make a mask with them.
That's wonderful. All right, well, I'm going to tuck back and be a little fly on the wall while we let the students come in and Ms. Reba take it away.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so glad to see you this morning. I want you to know I had the most fun yesterday. I just love it. All your classmates were so wonderful, and I'm so excited to meet you. So if you will, please, just I wanted to just have you standing just for a moment, because I wanted to tell you that, first of all, I want to ask you something. How many of you live on Tusquity?
Tusquity. Oh, yes, we have a couple.
Ah, good.
I don't know.
Anybody here live on Shooting Creek?
Shooting Creek. I live by Shooting Creek.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, good, yes. How about Warren?
Oh, me, I live in Warren.
Oh, wow. Okay, how about Brasstown?
Ooh, close to
Oh,
Brasstown.
okay. Well, let me tell you. Okay, Forest Creek.
Ooh, Forest Creek.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, okay, number one, I want to tell you that Tusquity is a Cherokee name. And I don't know about, well, and let me tell you about Shooting Creek, just a little bit about Shooting Creek. They had a big field up there, because in the middle of Shooting Creek is a great big flat field. And so the story goes that that's where they came together for games, and it was sort of like their version of the Olympic Games. And they would see who was best at blowguns, and who was best at throwing a hatchet, and who was best at running, and all those kinds of things. They were having like an Olympic Games where they had prizes and everything. So that's the story that goes about Shooting Creek. But anyway, I wanted you to know that wherever you live, when you come out the door in the morning and you look at the mountains, or you look down to the fields, or you look down where the creek is, that is where the Cherokee people lived. They lived right here in this area. And they had the area from here down into Georgia, west to Tennessee, all the way over, way into North Carolina, where Asheville is and beyond, up into Virginia, up into Kentucky, West Virginia, some of Ohio, and almost up into where Pennsylvania is. So they had a great big territory. So anyway, there's a lot of history right here of the Cherokees, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. I want you to turn around. Don't take a step. Just turn around. Here, this way. This way, right here. These are actual artifacts, and you'll get a chance to look a little closer later. But these are artifacts that were taken from the Spikebuck Mound, which is down by the river. Have any of you been to the where they have the rec park?
Oh, yeah,
and you go down that little path, and you know where the Spikebuck Mound is. Well, that mound and if you'll turn around the other corner over here, you can see that there's a model of what a village might have looked like, because they've done some pretty deep excavations down there and some studies. All of you will have a chance to look later on, but right now I just wanted you to see the mound is a raised up area, and it was not a burial mound like some places are, but that was a ceremonial mound. So they had the high place in their village where they had the big round house, and you'll be able to see a model of that later when you go back down to the village. But they had their little huts around, and you can see the kind of huts they live in. Cherokees did not live in teepees. You probably already know that, don't you? And they did not wear their feather headdresses like they do in the western tribes. So anyway, now, if you'll turn around and let's look at this over here. I wanted to share with you just a little bit before you sit down. This shows us a lot of the examples of the way they made pottery. And you'll see how black it is inside. Well, the reason that they did that is because they did not have modern kilns like we have today to fire our pottery. They fired it in an open pit that had a lot of wood in it and a lot of fire. And so they would just put the pottery in there and let it burn until it was strong enough for them to use. Okay, so now we'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I just wanted you to have a close-up look before we find a place and sit down, okay? Right here in the sun. I'm so glad to see you this morning and your eager faces. I just heard from somebody that they have some Cherokee heritage. Is there anybody else in here who thinks you have a Cherokee heritage? Anybody? Oh, okay. Do you do? Ah, well, I do too. I looked on Ancestry and I found out that way back, my great grandfather was Cherokee. And also, my husband is Cherokee and he's a member of the tribe. So I get a lot of information from the workings of the tribe.
My grandmother was half Indian, so that's how I know.
Is that interesting? I love it. I love it. Well, okay, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is just some of just real quickly about some of the things that the Cherokees did. One of the things was making baskets. And you'll find out as you study the Cherokees that they had to rely on themselves. They didn't have Walmart to go to for food, or they didn't have anybody to where they could order their clothes or anything. They had to make everything they had, everything that they used, all of their food and everything. They had to be self-reliant. So making baskets was a real necessary thing, but it was also quite a talent and a skill. And you'll see this one is made out of oak. And can you imagine a big oak tree being split into such narrow little thin strips so that they could make a basket out of it? They knew how to do it, and they did it very, very well. So this one is a single weave basket. And it has, they would just start with the staves, and then they would weave around and around and around until they got it all finished, and then putting in some very fine handles at the top. There are carved out of oak as well. So I wanted you to look at this one as a single weave, because I'm going to tell you also about the double weave, and I don't have my stuff close enough. So anyway, the double weave is entirely different. It is not just a single like this, but this one is not only a double weave, but it's made out of river cane. How many of you have seen the great big bamboo that grows? Oh yeah, great big round. Well, that's not the cane that the Cherokees used. They used river cane, which is native to our area, and the bamboo is not. But anyway, as pretty as the bamboo is, the river cane, and you're pointing it out, we have some dried right over there in the corner in our display over here. But this one is a different kind of basket, because they would start on the inside and weave it just sort of like the same, of course, as a crisscross instead of going around and around. But they would start on the inside, and then they'd fold it over, and they'd just keep going and finish on the outside. So when you get a chance to come and look at things a little bit closer, you'll notice that the carving that we have over here of the Cherokee woman weaving a basket, you'll see how the ends of it, we left it loose so that people could see what how the basket's made. I mean, it takes a lot of skill and a lot of talent and a lot of study, it would for me anyway, to make a basket like this. But anyway, I wanted you to see these because I want you to pass them around so everybody can get hold of it and look. I'll pass this one from this side over here, so just take a look at it and see how beautiful they are and how well made they are. So the Cherokee people had a lot of skill in basket making, in pottery, and doing their Aaron hair clans was a clan whose name meant they have just been offended. Now, what does offended mean? Tell me.
You get protection.
You got what?
You get protection.
You got protection? That's a part of it, but what? Anybody else? Give me.
You get hurt.
That's
Somebody's
right.
threatening.
That's right. You get your feelings hurt, don't you? Mm-hmm. So now this is a very interesting thing that they had a clan that was called the long hair clan, and the purpose of that clan was to be peacemakers. Well, now isn't that interesting that when people got their feelings hurt, that they were there was a group of people who were ready to say, oh, now calm down, it's okay, let me listen to both sides of this and I can help you out. So that was their role. Now isn't that a great thing? Okay, you can okay, I'll take that back. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I wasn't able to have it.
Oh, did you not get to see it?
Yeah,
Okay,
I did.
okay, I'm sorry. All right, the next clan that we're going to talk about is the Wolf clan. Now, they're kind of the absolute opposite of the peacemakers, because their purpose was, if things were going really, really bad, and they needed to, if they needed to go to war and defend themselves, then they had a clan that was already trained and taught to be a defender. So they were going to choose, if they needed to go to war, they would choose the war chief out of that clan. So I don't think it's like a seashell. Okay.
That's cool. You can blow in it, you can hear the blow on this. Cool.
Well, okay, just keep passing it around because I want to tell you some more about the clans.